today I'm going to be doing some more Kirby lore stuff. We've been starting to piece things together, I think, a little bit here and there. We found out who Kirby was. Well, we still kind of don't know who Kirby is, actually. If we're honest, it's less about who is Kirby and more about what is Kirby. Is Kirby even anything? Who can say? But let's do a little bit of a recap, I suppose, on the story thus far. So King Dedede stole all the food in Dreamland, and then Kirby took it back. And it was a little vague if Extra Game was like canon or anything, because it had the same ending for the most part. But at the end of it, we see Kirby comforting King Dedede. Like, maybe, maybe they become, maybe not friends per se, but in Kirby's adventure, it seemed that King Dedede had just, he was like nobody could dream. It's Dreamland. They're supposed to have dreams. And it's like, well, what the hell? What's going on with it? We always have the best dreams here in Dreamland, so why can't we? Why are we having none? So he went to check out the Star Rod, the source of dreams, and what do you know? King Dedede's just swimming in the pool, in the fountain of dreams. It's like, what, dude? What? He had broken up the Star Rod, given it to all of his friends, and so Kirby went, beat them all up, got the Star Rod. Along the way, we met Meta Knight, who was both helping and hindering Kirby along the way. He would occasionally pop out and give us some invincibility candy, but other times would sick his guys on us until we finally fight him in Orange Ocean, and that's where we don't see him again for the rest of the game after that. He does not show up. Actually, what am I doing? I've got notes. See, I know there's a way to do this. Okay, I mean, that's not what I thought it was going to look like, but I'll take it. I wonder if there is a way I can configure that. I don't know. Alright. Afterwards, it turned out that King Dedede had taken the Star Rod so that Nightmare couldn't get it, who was trying to get it to, well, corrupt everyone's dreams. But when after Kirby restored it, he went and fought Nightmare, and we see an animation of Nightmare being what looks like totally destroyed. So these are my notes so far. I'm probably gonna try to format this as I go, because this thing, yeah, I think I want to leave this behind. This is just becoming increasingly confusing. I feel like the more I learn, the less sense this one makes. So we're gonna start doing our own. And it's gonna be, let's see. So we got Kirby, our hero. King Dedede stole all Dreamland's food for himself, but was consoled by Kirby after his defeat. And he ultimately helped King Dedede defeat Nightmare. Then, let's see, we had a bunch of spin-offs. So we go over to Dreamland 2. And in Dreamland 2, all of the rainbows of the Rainbow Islands. There should be an S there. Hang on a second. Does this work? No. I can do that though. There's the S. Of the Rainbow Islands had been stolen. So we go beat up Dedede again, and turned out he was possessed by dark matter. And using the Rainbow Sword, after collecting all the shards of it, we are able to restore the rainbows. And as far as we could tell, dark matter was defeated. It was not as definitive an animation as it was with Nightmare, where he is like you see him. It was like when they beat Cell, like they kill him the first time, and it's like, oh, he came back because one of his cells survived, and they like. So when they beat him the second time, it's like they show individual cells being blown apart. It was like that. It was like, yeah, that looks like he was completely destroyed. Dark Matter just had a typical, like, boss death animation. Just a little explosion. Some of the stuff that we found out about... Oh, yeah, also Meta Knight, interestingly, when we defeated him, his mask broke off, and he looked a little bit like Kirby. Don't know if this means anything. It's hard to tell what his motivations were, but I suspect that he was testing Kirby. And he decided, if you can get past all of this and me, then you can defeat Nightmare. That's why he laid off after that. He's like, okay, you've beaten me. Because unlike the other bosses, he doesn't explode. Even Wispy Woods, who's still like present, explodes when you beat him. We also found a bunch of locations. I don't know if they mean anything, but I did notice some parallels. These are probably just design parallels more than anything else, but Vegetable Valley had a lot of similarities to Green Greens, and they had the same boss. Ice Cream Island and Float Islands. There's a similarity there in the name more than anything, Ice Cream Float. They did not have the same boss, however. And so maybe maybe Green Greens is inside Vegetable Valley, and maybe Ice Cream Island is like part of the Float Islands. Hard to say. In any case, Ice Cream Island was adjacent to Vegetable Valley, so I guess Castle Lololo is somewhere around there. We just walked past it the second time. Butter Building climbed into the sky, which was Grape Garden, maybe related to Bubbly Clouds. Krakow was the boss of both. Yogurt Yard was a mountain. Orange Ocean was self-explanatory. There was actually something really interesting about these names, by the way, that I didn't notice until I saw it pointed out while I was doing some research last night. That the names of these of the stages in Kirby's Adventure spell out something. Rainbow when you go backwards. Rainbow Resort, Orange Ocean, Yogurt Yard, Grape Garden, Butter Building, Ice Cream Island, and Vegetable Valley. R-O-Y-G-B-I-V. Roy G. Biv. Wait a minute. It's the rainbow. What does it mean? During the intro to each stage, the border is that color. Except for Ice Cream Island, where it's not indigo, it's cyan. Oh well. The palette was limited, what can we say? So, with all that out of the way, I think it's time we move on to Kirby Superstar. Boom. So, this is the American box art. And I guess I usually show the Japanese box art first, don't I? Well, that's fine. Because this is the one that we recognize. This is the Japanese box art. Honestly, it's super cool. That looks amazing. The Japanese boxes were vertical instead of vertical instead of horizontal, which we've seen that, but like they made it look like a wood carving. Like that looks amazing. If I saw that on the shelf, I'd pick it up immediately. And oh yeah, Hoshino Kabi Super Deluxe. Kirby Super Deluxe. Kirby of the Stars Super Deluxe is what it's called. Took me a second. There's also the European version of the box, where it was called Kirby's Fun Pack, and I really got to point something out here, and the Australian version is also called Kirby's Fun Pack, but for whatever reason they decided the background ought to be pink. I don't know why. Pink. I have to acknowledge the font here. Like, they matched the font of Kirby, but that's not what they did here. And I actually don't have it present, or I don't have it in my folder, but the Japanese version, this is based on the title screen of the Japanese version, so they have the same title screen approximately, and the Japanese version has a font like this one, the more like serifed squarish font for Super Deluxe. I think Superstar was a pretty good name. I think that was solid. And I get that Fun Pack is descriptive. Man, that is a crummy... This one is specifically German, as you can tell, but this is this is what it's called across Europe. It's a crummy resolution. But yeah, they matched this font. It looks wrong. I mean, I know I'm used to the other one, but like... I have to wonder if they like cut up this and pieced it back together and then painted over it or something. Because it doesn't look right. Like, it's also like the spacing is awkward. Because like these letters they're kind of touching each other a little bit, and this one they're like spaced out from each other. Like the letters are all allergic or something. Like, what's going on? I don't know. I don't like it. All right. I think it's time to watch some commercials. And by commercials, I don't mean ads on the channel, not yet. I mean the good stuff. So I've got a commercial for Kirby Superstar from the US and from Japan. I'll do the Japanese one first because that one came out first.
Kirby-chan! Kirby-chan! スーパーデラックスカービーちゃん
星のカービィスーパーデラックス新登場
2人でアクションカービーちゃん
2人同時プレイもできる
6つのゲームでカービーちゃん
新しいゲームが6つも楽しめる星のカービィスーパーデラックススーパーファミコンが4000円安くなるクーポン券付き
カービーちゃんカービーちゃんあ、母ちゃん
All right, that's pretty good. I like that. So I guess they're emphasizing the multiplayer, the two-player aspect of it. They're also kind of I feel like they're going a little. There was a vague similarity there with some of the U.S. commercials in that it shows like adult men that are just like excited about Kirby-chan. It's like, no, it's cool for adults to like too, which I guess maybe, if you this was a few years past the first one, so I don't know. Let's see what the US commercial looks like. That one's got to be interesting, right?
Seen a rash of these lately. TMK.
TMK.
Too much Kirby.
Think you can't get too much of a good thing? Try new Kirby Superstar. It's full-blown Kirby, inflated with 8 Kirby games, bloated with 23 Kirby enemies, bulging with new Kirby powers.
Get him into observation.
New Kirby Superstar, only on SNES. Can your system handle it?
There's a lot going on there. So I think this might have been in their like play it loud era. Yeah, I don't know. I remember that commercial very distinctly. And I always felt like the Kirby commercials were weird because they didn't really represent what was in the game like at all. But that one had a lot of like, I think, tropes of the era a little bit, like that nurse at the end. I feel like that was almost like the same like lunch lady archetype. That was like a recurring character throughout the 90s, I think. All right, so before I get started, I actually have some really cool concept art as well that I want to show a little bit of. I could do it at the end, but I think I'll do it now. So the first one, some copy abilities. So I forget, I think this is a photo from a like there was like a big Kirby like art and style. I wish I could remember the name of it. Like an art and style book that they released that showed a lot of like development sketches and stuff. These were the ideas. So for some of the powers, Rush, that one clearly turned into Fighter, so that made the cut with a different name. Card, that one did not make it in. However, it does show up in a later game in the form of Magic. Wing made it in. I think that's great. Wing is here. It looks a little bit different. That one kind of looks angelic, I think, and it looks, the one they did, it's like, it looks super cool. It looks more like something that Kirby is wearing rather than he just sprouted wings. Flower is a weird one. So this was also showing off the hats that Kirby might have for the powers, because that was going to be a new thing. And so the hat for that one was going to be a red bow. And the ability plants flowers on enemies' heads. What does that do? Who knows? This is a reference to Panel de Pon, which is why the bow is present. I don't really know what that would have, like what effect that would have. Like, how do you plant the flowers on guys? Do you, I guess maybe you hit them with the stick? With lips stick? And then what? They get a flower and I don't know. I don't know what the that one obviously got cut and has not shown up ever, because they probably just couldn't come up with a move set for it. Mantle's an interesting one. It looks like it's supposed to be like a kind of bullfight sort of thing, like a red cape. I'm guessing he would just wear it when he's not actively using it. It kind of looks like he's knocked a guy like far away, maybe. Hard to tell. Then we have the new concept. So this is from Sakurai's presentation. And it's a brand new ability. So the intention here was he was told by Miyamoto to include multiplayer in Kirby Superstar. They wanted Kirby on Super Nintendo with real-time multiplayer. It needed to have co-op. And honestly, like real-time co-op was something that not a lot of games had at the time, except for like beat 'em ups, you know, something like that might, but like other than that, Not a lot. So it was kind of a difficult like request. Could have just put 2 Kirbys on the screen, but that ends up like just, well, he came up with a solution. So first you inhale an enemy, then you gain its ability. At the time, this just, as the example, the beam ability was going to have like a circlet with a lightning bolt on it, I guess. I don't know what's meant by at the right time, but you throw your headgear. It costs HP to do that, and then it turns into an ally. Since the copied enemy is revived, I guess that's confirmation that they die, becoming a helpful ally that a second player can control. So this is, if you recall from the very first stream, I pointed out that the main concept, the pillar of Kirby's Dream Land, was using enemies. That was the main premise. So that's something that he stuck with. This didn't show up too much in Dreamland 2 because it was not made by Sakurai, but Kirby's Dream Land, you use enemies by inhaling them and spitting them out at other enemies. In Kirby's Adventure, you use enemies by inhaling them and eating them, gaining their power. And in Kirby Superstar, you use enemies by reviving them as an ally. So it sticks with that. I need a new mechanic. Well, I know how to do it. So that's super cool. I really like that. I like that through line, that it's always about using enemies. There's another thing. This is from the cutting room floor. He showed this on his YouTube channel as well. There was actually going to be a 6th. This music's too happy for this. Hang on. Sure. So one of the games in Kirby Superstar was going to be an RPG horror scenario. Kagero Mansion. Scenario number 6. And this was the prologue. This music's still too, like, a little upbeat. Do I have one that's like spooky? I don't know if I do. Oh well. I want to keep it in Kirby music, but there's not a ton of spooky Kirby music. You know what? Our story starts in a deep, dense forest, one that anyone would think twice about entering. Upon chasing a butterfly into that same dark forest, Kirby is put under a wicked spell that seals his mouth shut, leaving him unable to inhale, unable to fly, and most importantly, unable to eat tasty food. The culprit? A sentient wall clock that belonged to a wizard who perished centuries prior. To break the curse, Kirby must brave the late wizard's mansion. A cackle pierces the air, mocking Kirby. So that's a really interesting one, I think. Because that's nothing like any of the others. So you weren't going to be able to use your inhale at all. It was going to be just like totally you couldn't fly, you couldn't inhale, you couldn't use copy abilities. So you'd have to find, the idea would be you'd find copy abilities in the form of like items that you could pick up. So like you'd find a candle and that gave you the ability to use fire stuff. But you'd have to like find the candle and then you could use it. Maybe you could swap back and forth between abilities that you'd found, but like in a way similar to Milky Way Wishes. So maybe an aspect of this kind of got put to there. Because there's not much of an explanation for why you can't copy abilities in Milky Way Wishes. So it might be that they like kind of like just put half of this mechanic over there. So it's going to be kind of like a Metroidvania a little bit with Kirby. I think that's super cool. I would love to see this made. Like, I don't know. That could be like a ROM hack or something, maybe. And I got one more thing that I think is super interesting. And that is Kirby Superstar on NES. So I think this is really cool. Kirby Superstar was initially developed on the NES. I'm not 100% sure why, but they built a prototype of the game there first. This game came out pretty late in the life cycle of the Super Nintendo, so it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's not like, oh, well, we didn't get this yet. I think it was so that they could like learn the new environment in tandem with developing the game, so that learning the new stuff didn't slow down the game's development at all. But I don't know, that's really neat. I do have one more thing. I was going to show this. I'll probably show it. I'll probably show it again during the game. But this one I thought this was just an interesting comparison. The food is different in the Japanese and Western version because, as you know, if a Westerner ever lays eyes upon Japanese food and recognizes that it is Japanese food, they will, I guess, instantly die. I don't know. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I just recognized something. I took this photo yesterday because I just thought it was comical. So they are doing currently. Nintendo has like, yeah. There's our jelly donut right here. Nintendo has you can get avatars on the Nintendo Online thing. And so they have like Wave 1 for Kirby Air Riders, and this is one of them, one of the avatars. This is one of the character. Yep. My favorite Kirby character. Oops. That's this. That's his first one. A triumphant return after so many years. Or maybe it never left. I don't know. Made its way into the Western version finally, I guess. But yeah, I think that's interesting because, I mean, I remember all these foods, but like it is funny that it's like pancakes and then it's like pancakes, a hot dog, cherries. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe some kind of like maybe pie? Maybe a slice of pie? Is that lobster? Honestly, that's kind of cool. French fries, a finger sandwich. Surprised there's no burger. Is that a mimosa? Some kind of cookie? Flan? A green bean? And a candy cane. I don't know. I feel like they could have left a few of them. I mean, like, there wasn't anything wrong with this jelly donut. We have jelly donuts here in the West. It's fine. All right, let's play some Kirby. I've altered my setup just a tiny bit. I love that, like, the abruptness of the save files coming in. I mean, you have to press a button, otherwise it goes through like demos. But dude, that intro is so iconic to me. I love it. Also, this is not a traditional save select screen. Like they're lined up, you know, horizontally, and they're these giant panels. You don't have to like open up a sub menu to see the progress. I did want to show off one thing, because I've been doing this the whole time, but I think this is a really good point to show the difference it makes. Because people have probably noticed that I use a CRT filter, and it looks pretty good, but wait, but it looks kind of blurry. What if you just turned it off real quick so I could see, like, I just want to see it like in clarity. It's like, okay, this is what it looks like without the CRT filter. And yeah, the colors are a lot flatter, maybe brighter, sure. And it's not blurry, but it's kind of like turning off anti-aliasing in my opinion, because look at the 0 on the percentage. It looks kind of awkward, and like there's this like shading to it that doesn't necessarily read super well. That little bit of shading is on the stars as well, and notably, look at the K in Kirby. The lower leg of the K is totally aliased and perfectly on an angle, and then the Y over there is like super blurry, and it's like, why does that look? It's like a completely different style. Like the Y is so blurry and the K is like crisp. And then you turn on the filter and you understand why. They both look smooth here. And that 0, it looks normal. Like you don't see that shading at all anywhere. And not only that, but overscan is another thing. So I think this is the actual aspect ratio it's supposed to look like. Or it was expected to look like. The little like jewels, I guess, in the corner of each panel, also like, yeah, we can recognize those as they're supposed to be like little jewels, but here that little shimmer on it actually looks like light. I like it. I just, and you can't get this look without the blur. You can try, but I'm just gonna do it one more time, show the demonstration. But the logo at the bottom, Kirby Superstar, I just want to show that without the filter once. Dios mío, that is some crusty graphics. Like Superstar, those letters look barely legible. Kirby himself looks kind of nightmarish. That is a demonstration more than anything, I think, that, yeah, it's not supposed to look like this. It's supposed to look like this. It's perfectly legible. Like, look at the U and the P. Like, they go from, like, a blurry, disgusting mess, pixelated nightmare to perfectly crisp and clean. That's why I'm an advocate of CRT filters, but most CRT filters don't look good. So this one I had to tweak quite a bit to get to look the way I was happy with. But so we got Spring Breeze, Gourmet Race, Dynablade, Great Cave Offensive, which that admittedly is not really legible no matter how you do it, but Megaton Punch and Samurai Kirby. This menu, I want to acknowledge that this menu definitely has the the look and feel of a Sakurai menu. If you've played like any of his other games, especially non-Kirby games, you'll see it. So I'm gonna do these in the intended order, I think. That kind of like presents a little bit of a story, I think. So first is Spring Breeze. Help! All the food from Dreamland has been stolen. Hurry, Kirby, or everyone will starve. Never thought of the concept of Sakurai menu. Yep. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like, he likes to make menus irregular. We saw a little hint of that at the save select, but it's really obvious here. So this is just the same story as Kirby's Dream Land. This is actually just a remake of Dreamland. There's trouble in Dreamland. King Dedede and his soldiers have stolen all the food in Dreamland. Here comes our hero, Kirby, riding on the spring breeze. Let the adventure begin. So the original name of Dreamland was going to be Spring Breeze. So we get it again. Is this your first time playing? I'm going to say yes for each of these because these intros are super cool. Welcome to the Beginner's Show. I accidentally skipped it. Oh well. Stage 1 Green Greens. It was going to tell us about the copy ability and some basic mechanics. That's okay. Because the game itself tells us about those mechanics. We got one enemy and Kirby's flickering. I mean, we can spit him out. We can't progress, right? We probably inhaled that guy. So we can press down or we can spin back out. Either way, we can progress. And then we get our first ability, Beam, which this game is leaps and bounds over what the older Adventure was, where each ability has like a whole move set. And not only that, but the move set is structured like this is like a fighting game move set. It even said like Y, beam whip, dash plus Y, cycle beam. You can tell here that Sakurai is a fan of fighting games. This is some foreshadowing. Now, obviously Smash Brothers didn't use like traditional fighting game inputs, but this game does. With even right down to the in the air near enemies, some of them, oh yeah, here, and at the end, the whole thing, when facing right. That's like so fighting game, when facing right. I love that. Sakurai had the idea originally that, we're gonna do our first, Don't. So, I've created a helper. Waddle Doo is now my assistant, and I have the cutter ability, which initially just kind of feels like it's the same thing, but you can dash to just slash with a cutter in your hand. If you press down an attack in the air, you'll do a little dive, kind of a dive kick. There's a bunch of dive kicks in this game. Sakurai actually had the idea that you wouldn't be able to use copy abilities in Spring Breeze, so that it'd be more like the original. But I think that might have been like vetoed by Miyamoto, and he said it ended up working fine because it would have been it was fine. I'm gonna kind of do a, show off a lot of the powers, I think. Also, this is the first one with multiplayer, and it's the first one where you get a little smooch to share the food. One big control change is the up button no longer flies. Now you just jump in the air. Remember how hype I was for cutter combo, how even more hype when the original Smash Brothers had the final cutter move? Yeah. I almost wish that that it was just a cutter slash and you had to do the combo in Smash instead of just hitting it. Just hitting final cutter. It should have just been like, no, you gotta do 1, 2, 3. Because that would make that move just so much more like exciting to pull off. All right, and we are on to Wispy Woods. just like he was in the first game. And I think, yeah, I could just do this. And then we get a little helper to dance with us. And oh, no. I want that. So we skip Castle Lololo. That stage is not present, and we go on to Float Islands. And we are treated to Fighter. This is... You can... If you weren't sure if Sakurai was a fan of fighting games before, this kind of, like, removes the question. He's got Ryu's headband. Like, he's got a Shoryuken. He doesn't have a Hadouken. Not in this one. They actually do, in a later game, they do add the Hadouken to Fighter. Also, I just have to point out, like, these backgrounds. You can kind of see. I mean, obviously there have been backgrounds the whole time, but man, I just can't get over how, like, smooth and crisp everything looks. Not crisp, but smooth. The backgrounds are actually 3D rendered, or like pre-rendered 3D. And Sakurai actually, you know what? You're just gonna stay dead. Oh, unless. All right, you can have it. The helper takes a lot of damage because it's not very good at avoiding damage. So to give you, like... Oh, yeah, also, we're just suddenly kind of in Castle Lololo. I like this ability a lot. So that makes me think that maybe Castle Lololo is like... You didn't! Oh man, that is a insta kill the boss guy right there, and I don't think you can get him to respawn. Nope. All right, well, I guess we're fighting him. So yeah, maybe Castle Lolo is actually like on the beach. I guess they don't take much anyway. Actually, wait a minute. Freeze a block and knock it into him. That's way faster than the crash ability. I think that speedruns don't use crash there because it is actually like... It is actually like really, really slow because it has to play out the animation. Now we're into Bubbly Clouds, which previously followed... it followed Float Islands, I think. I'm taking a lot of damage. I want this. I want this more than anything. This is my favorite ability, and it's not close. Mirror is just such... It's very inventive to begin. And it just has really, really fun movement. I'm still used to pressing up to fly, so I'm gonna need to get the hang of that. Like, that guy's good, but we'll see it later. Also, this is a new thing. When you jump up into a block, it breaks it. So you actually deal a small amount of damage when you go up for a brief period of time. Also, no, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Also, the smirk Kirby has when he... does that, it's pretty cool. Just like before... I don't think that guy was there before. Just like before, flying into the moon is where you go to get to the secret. And it's a very similar room, except that I think the stuff... Yeah, in the original, all the things were falling. Do these give me points? No. But they help me kiss my friend. They help me kiss the homie. I don't want to fight him. He just gives you... just gives you his power, and I'm okay with this. So Kracko plays pretty much the same way he did before. But you can copy the powers of the Waddle Doos that he drops. Or just, you know, take one as your own, I guess. Last stage, Mount Dignity. It has a similar intro. You get on the star and fly on over. Also, I never noticed this. The castle has like angry eyes right there. And it doesn't later. This is pretty much the same way you enter, but you just have like a few enemies here. Instead of like having to do like a boss rush. He also has so much hit stun that he's pretty easy to deal with. Also, unlike before, there's an audience, and if you look all the way on the side, everybody knows this, there's some Mario characters. Let's see, does it change the side in this game? No. Look, the castle has a sad face there. And the ending is exactly the same. They go through it way faster. I don't know what that place there is, because we're carrying the castle. I think there were more stars than that in the original. Also, in the original, it wasn't clear. Like, the people cheering were vaguely Kirby shaped. Here, it's a little bit more obvious. But then again, they might be Waddle Dees. Waddle Dee is shaped exactly the same way. And they are closer in color to Waddle Dee, but that could just be the sunset. Also, you love that photograph in the background? Okay, that's Spring Breeze. I think the next one to follow that makes sense as Gourmet Race. Because in terms of story, it actually kind of lines up. Gourmet Race. Race through... Let's see, what are we doing? Race through Gourmet World to the finish, gobbling up all the tasty treats you can find. Oops, I need to press start. Thinking about that food at the top, going up to, I guess he's flying up the hill. But he was too slow. So, also it only plays the, I think it only plays the like main theme after watching the intro for most of these. So, I'm actually just gonna, I'm gonna skip this one, actually. Beat King DDD to the goal. If you skip it, it still shows you just like a brief intro. It just doesn't give you like the full tutorial. So, there's not much story here. You're just racing to get food. But it does line up a bit. Like, why would there be food scattered all over? Oh, I just let him through. Well, we just flew a castle full of food over Dreamland, so might make a little bit of sense. So I like to think that's kind of the plot there, is that you you're now just racing to get the food that you spilled everywhere. So this is actually all food that he stole previously. I think I'm actually gonna, yeah, we're gonna get through this one pretty quick. And we got the, oops. Oh wait, no, it's, I can't do the speedrun strat, but I do know this one's fast. Oh, I want that. There's like a crazy fast strat with this. If you ever watch it in a if you ever watch a speedrun in this game, you'll see it, but it's, I got time for that. Uh-oh, we're actually losing. We're just gonna go his route, even though it's slower, because that way we deny him the food. Easy. www. Dot. So I guess this in terms of story, this kind of shows maybe this game represents like a lot of the like spin-offs and stuff in terms of story, you know? Like this is that the two of them have like a rivalry. After the events of Spring Breeze, they kind of become rivals, but not like outright enemies. And next up is Dynablade. Dynablade is destroying all the crops. She must be stopped. Master the different abilities and defeat her. So that gives you a little hint. Master the different abilities and defeat her. The original intention was that you couldn't copy abilities in Spring Breeze. So I guess this description might have been written when that was still the case. Let's see the intro. The different intros have like very different styles. Like this one's even vertical. And there's no words. It's just she flies through, knock down an apple. Very simple. Oops, we went backwards. We already said that. Shall we explain copy? See, like, Spring Breeze was going to explain like the basic mechanics. This one explains the copy ability. A lot of little leftovers. I want to do this. I want to do this one. So if you press start, it just skips it entirely. Welcome to the beginner's show. Have you mastered inhaling and flying? See, that's all you were going to get. Let's learn how to use the copy function. So yeah, they only showed you. I guess I could go back and see if I can verify that. Press A to swallow. They're telling you. So yeah, this was gonna be like your little tutorial on how to do it. I think that's super cool. There's some enemies that will not give you a special ability. Fire. Stone. Two, yes, two people can play at the same time. Wow, so I guess that's another thing. Spring Breeze would be single player only. So yeah, if you're wearing a hat specifically is when you can make a second player. That's why the limited use ones don't have hats, because you can't make a helper, because that was going to be that was the indicator, that was the mechanic. Yeah, and the helper will pick it up. And you can kill them. So I think in the remake they made it so that you can throw your ability without spawning a helper. In this one there's no way to do it, which can be a little bit annoying sometimes, because it's like, oh, I want to copy that ability, and you spawn a helper and they immediately kill the guy. Teach you some more moves. Dashing wasn't in Dreamland, so I do wonder, like, maybe these mechanics weren't going to be in there. Maybe they're going to just ease you in. Guarding this is a whole new thing. I totally forgot about this. This was not in any previous Kirby game, and it turns into kind of a Sakurai staple. I think that's really interesting. The start of this reminds me quite a lot of Mario 2. It's a Mario 2 intro. The cutter's just fun. They're like, that's the thing. All the abilities in this game are just fun to use. And it's such a good-looking game. Like the backgrounds, so I guess only some of them are pre-rendered 3D because that sure doesn't look like it. Some of them are, and I guess some of them aren't. Or maybe they were and they were just like touched up. Actually, this tree here, that looks pre-rendered 3D, so probably that was. And despite not really liking the way that it looked in the end, Sakurai was very happy with the learning experience that was provided. Actually, that in the background, that island does look like it. It's the reflection that really shows like, hey, that might actually be pre-rendered. I need a guy. I think it changed the palette of the 1-up. Like the game turns into kind of a beat 'em up in a little bit because it's like part of the fun of a beat 'em up, I think, is just using different moves even though you don't have to. Yeah. So part of this, I'm gonna keep this one actually. I think Dynablade is not by any means a remake of Adventure. Wasn't there something up here? Yes, there sure was. There we go. But it does have some elements to it, like which we'll get to see. It was going to introduce the copy ability, and the way the map screen works isn't really you. They really want you to use it here. They put all these guys like, look at what this can do. Which tells you this was going to be the first time you could actually use that ability. Apparently I can use it another time? No, it just was lingering. So you get a good sense of that, where like you can see like in Dynablade where copy abilities were going to be introduced. Sakurai really likes, I mean, as of this game, he started really going all in on the like the little food graphics. You know what? We are gonna get one of those guys. Because I think there's like a sub boss right here. You take a lot of damage, don't you? Yeah, it's Chef Kawasaki. He's a character in the anime. And now he's dead. Like the way his eyes turn to stars like that, he looks actually dead. We're gonna save this because we don't need food. Almost. If you get it to max, it'll show white. It'll have a white flash instead. Oh, we did make it. Okay. So this map screen is nothing like it is in Adventure, but it's very simple. I think honestly making this feel more like Kirby's Adventure might have been kind of interesting, but this is the only mode that has a map screen like this. So they use the same mechanics to do different things. Also of note is that you can see the path going up here, and that's important. I love this music. I have to acknowledge that. All right, everyone in. Of course, those are Meta Knights guys. I don't know what they're doing there. I know what power I want here. So I'm going to need... Well, I guess it'll show up when it shows up. But for now... Oh yeah, wait. Yeah, this is actually... This is one... There's a mirror somewhere in there, but like... Dude, ninja... So, I think there's wind that blows us... Nope, not in this one. I'm thinking of a different room. Where you need ninja to dive kick through the wind. Ow. Okay, looks like Sir Kibble's about to die. Maybe he can get mirror. When he does. Also, if you press the attack button right as you take damage, you'll... Come on. And he killed him. Alright, if you would be so kind, please, use your attack. Attack this. Oh my god. I want to keep the ninja ability, but I might just have to, like... Oh, almost. You can get it that way. That was a tricksy one. Alright. Without a helper, this will be easier. I need to start, like, just getting rid of my helpers, because they're actually just more of a hindrance than anything. Noted. Don't do that. It is as gone as it could get. Like, it went up the ladder. Whatever. They got the giant buttons from Adventure. So, yeah, this one has a lot in common with Adventure, I think. Okay, No, I don't... We don't need you here. This little... That guy that just plants a bomb, like, right at the top of the ladder is sure is something. I want the ninja. Just jumping into it. I'm in the mindset of like, oh, it's a Kirby game. I play this a lot. It's gonna be easy, right? It's Babby games. So don't need to worry about sharing food with guys. I think Ninja's also a really good choice for here. Although, I guess Mirror is too. Yeah, these coconuts explode, which was the thing that they did in the extra game for Kirby's Dream Land. They didn't in the original. Like in the original adventure. So when I was a kid, I didn't know you could just jump into things. which made that way harder than it needed to be. Maybe I want that. So let's see, how can I... There's no way to do like a switcheroo, unfortunately. I don't believe. No, there's no way. So goodbye Ninja, because we want Wheelie. Wheelie as a helper is very useful. It's kind of the only one that is. There are certain areas where helpers will help you solve puzzles. Also, you go slightly faster with the wheelie helper, which is why we're like bouncing into things. Let me land, please. And now I think we're set up a little bit. Come on. It's hard to share food with this guy. You know what? This castle was a giant pain. It's gone. It's enough. You don't have to get it perfect to get the top reward. I'm not so sure it saves the number of lives you have, though. So that's the thing. Enemies will just kind of float around. This is honestly pretty reminiscent of Mario 3, now that I think about it. We'll do 2 double fighter, why not? Fighter also has like some of the throw mechanics built into it, so that throw ability is part of it. There's Ninja again. You know what? Let's do Ninja Fighter. I like the Ninja ability. It actually might be my favorite. Aesthetically, I love the mirror so much, but Ninja's just kind of fun. You can also stick to walls. You don't want to let that fast guy out. We let him out. I guess he's not that fast, is he? Oh well. I'm thinking of a different room where, like, letting them out, they like bounce around the wall, bounce around, and are like just really annoying to deal with. Ninja's so much fun. Whoa, uh-oh. Alright, you can have this. Because I want this. Yo-yo, this is another really good one, and this one has a move that is really hard to understand when you look at it. So I wanted to look at the moveset for this one a little bit. Yo-yo, use the awesome yo-yo to defeat your enemies in style. Y is yo-yo throw. Dash is break spin. You can throw it up, down. If you press forward and Y near an enemy, you'll do hammer drop, so it's a grab. And then down up, gazer spiral. That move was always so hard for me to understand, because I was like, how can you do that? But you can. You just have to press it fast enough. And that's very fighting game. It's like, what? What do you mean press this then that? It's like, press it faster. This is a room very similar to some that they did in yeah, minus the charge. In Adventure. They did a room just like that. Great Cave Offensive. Yeah, I guess they might use it in a few different places. Also, the AI helper never does it, but if you are playing as the helper and you hold up while Kirby while he's flying, ooh, tempting. But I wanna use yo-yo for a bit longer. Trolls, like, there was a Trolls game that had a yo-yo a lot like this. I played a Trolls game. I don't remember the yo-yo, so there might have been more than one. This is like introducing a new mechanic. I don't know why they have these here, because that's something they use a lot in a different one. One of them lived. That move is just super fun to use. Oscar in Toyland. Bugsy. You know what? We're gonna do this. On DSi? Oh. Wow. Yeah, this Suplex has like a whole lot of interesting things. And a lot of the moves for Suplex ended up being Kirby's grabs in Smash. Let's see, is this the one that has a little shortcut? No, I think that's the next stage. This one also has it's a dive kick, but it goes like straight down. Crouches down to do a little kiss. So intense. It's like, okay, Kirby, chill. He's been dead since you grabbed him. Is there something else up there? I don't think so. I feel like I do need fire though, so I'm actually gonna go back and get that. It's over here, anyway. Oh, there's another door. I don't remember well enough. Ridiculous. Oh man, I wanted to eat that. It's kind of weird because it's like, is it a secret to go this way, or is it a secret to like bypass the route? Man, he's going crazy down there. It actually might not matter which way you go. Barrels were in, I guess. So wait, that one always fires you that way? Yeah, it sure does. Still, that guy's annoying. Also, he's got the drop dash that Sonic has in Mania. So if you are dashing, you'll do the fireball. But if you aren't dashing, you just do this spin. But if you do it close to the ground, you kind of do that. Which isn't like the most obvious thing. Okay, there's definitely something here. Wait a minute. What am I missing? I mean, I guess what I'm missing is really obvious. Oh yeah, you did need fire to do this. You just stuck. It's just one-ups. The only thing about fire is... Oh! Well, there's that. When your fireball ends, it just kind of like... You get... There's like a lot of recovery time. So you are going to be there for a minute. And sometimes that lands you right in front of an enemy. So I think that in Adventure, if you take any damage, you always lose. I really wanted to eat that. Bird is really fun. I think if you take any damage in Adventure, you just lose your power every time. In this one, it's variable. Like, it depends on the damage, because that's another thing that this one does differently. Previously, Kirby would always have just 6 HP. If you get hit by anything, it's, come on. Whatever. Then you lose 1. But in this way, having this, like, meter, they can do, they can make it more, like, flexible. Not every attack needs to deal the same amount of damage. The water flow. Oh, good thing I had this. Oh, wouldn't have mattered. So the helper will be helpful sometimes. Also putting like all this, it's like, oh, look at all the food, yay! But, and it's fun to pick up, it's a really good sound, but like, you only needed 1 tomato. I shouldn't have hit that. So, tack is an interesting one because it's the best copy ability for your helper to have. Because it gives them copy. And it's gone. Okay. Let me see if I can Oh, that wasn't too bad. I thought that was gonna do a lot. Wow, we're not doing okay. Here, just take this so you can. Wow, I wanted the food, man. Okay, let's not hit that this time. Is this where we came from? It's not. And we get a copy. So what does this do for Kirby? Absolutely nothing. But it does let us spawn a helper who can copy. And that's pretty cool. Oddly enough, it doesn't show a hat on Kirby for this one. Yeah, it'll just kill tack, but so it copies an ability without killing the enemy. Which is kind of interesting, because that means you can use it on sub-bosses without needing to actually, like, defeat them. Also, like, my helper's almost dead. And he's captured. You know what? Oh, okay. The other attack got him, and I'm not hitting that this time. The other attack got him and then jumped into lava. Okay, actually, let's see. Can I get that? I want to get that mic. Mike, like the guy? So they obviously want you to use it on these Scarfies, but... Oh, come on, man. Okay, we're gonna save it for like a boss or something. Why did he die? The last one does the most damage. And those animations were in Adventure, but they didn't have different sounds. So we already got the button for this level, so not too worried about what power I have. Oops. Ow. Hey, yeah. So a lot of gems on the SNES, for sure. Yeah, Kirby Superstar, I think, is one of my... It's one of my favorite SNES games. It's one of my favorite Kirby games. It's just so much good, and it also, like, it shows off so much of Sakurai's philosophy and how it was developing. Like you can see tons and tons of fighting game influences, as I've been saying. I thought I remember there being like a little secret in one of these, but maybe not. All right, Dynablade. Yeah, it's very actiony. I think Cutter. I mean, Bomb would have been great too, but just want to keep it interesting. Oops. There's not like a space for me to... To do my... Whoa. Actually, the star hurts you. I didn't know that. I'm gonna do beam this time. I was trying to like spit my ability out at Dynablade, but instead it made a guy. That's the one downside of this game, which I think they fix in the remake. Also, like, there's this like wall of like clear color on the back, on the sides there, which is kind of weird. Maybe beam wasn't the best idea. Not really working. So you can just block that, but I like to try to dodge it because I think that's a little bit more, I don't know, interesting. That's the thing, you can block so much in this game, although you cannot block that. That is a grab. I think you have to... I think you can crouch under it. I always crouch because I kind of remember that working. All right. Oh, you can go right over with that. That's good to know. It takes away my power just for the cutscene that's about to play. I'm not sure why. I feel like it... Oh, I know why. It's because there's some unique animation here. And they weren't going to have the hat at those different angles. She was just trying to raise her babies. And now it's up to me because I killed their mother. Just kidding, she's okay. She didn't need to attack our crops. All she needed to do was ask, except she's a bird. To be continued is kind of interesting. She flies out over the ocean. The ocean. Could that be the orange ocean? Was it orange? It's not in color anymore. I wasn't really paying that much attention. And that unlocks a new story, Revenge of Meta Knight. That one's super exciting, but I think I want to do Great Cave Offensive first. Like, these can really be done in either order. But I had this one unlocked already, so I feel like I want to do that one next. This... I mean, I think Great Cave Offensive is kind of what makes Kirby Superstar in a lot of ways. That and Revenge of Meta Knight. Those are the two highlights. And a lot of Milky Way Wishes. But a lot of Milky Way Wishes is kind of dull, if I'm honest. It's the ending of it is what's super exciting. Great Cave Offensive. Get through the deadly cave while collecting hidden treasures. And this is just completely different than everything that we've done so far. He was walking and he fell in a cave. He had like his exploration hat and everything, and he lost it on the way down. Oh, he hurt his head. I'm gonna do this little. I want to do this little tutorial because I don't. Yeah, these are super charming. It's fun and exciting. You must find as many hidden treasures as you can. If you find a treasure, move Kirby to it and press up. Push X to see the treasures you found. Oh, that startled me. Did he forget he could fly? There are a total of 60 treasures. How many can you find? Let's see. Whoops. You kind of just land, I guess as the implication is just like, that's where you fell in from? Oh, the first ability you get here is Fighter. And yeah, these background elements are definitely pre-rendered 3D. Gold medal, our first treasure, worth 10,000 G. Is G gold? Huh. So this one, I think they use this in Adventure, this little thing. Where, oh no, you hit all the things. You can't progress. They definitely used this in a game that I was playing before, and I think it was Adventure. So I have to reset. Fortunately, there's another thing that I wanted to show off. Dude, it's just so much fun to like hit guys. That's what makes this game an absolute pleasure. Oh, I thought this was a save room. It's not. It's just another treasure room. Gold coin. This one is only... So the medallion was 10,000. This one's 1,000. Whoa. If those guys catch you, like, it's pretty annoying. So you gotta skip that one. And we get a whip. 68,000. 6,800. Man. This is just... I used to play this constantly when I was younger. Oh, you can't make that. Okay. And they have so... Like, I remember where all the treasures are and how to get them all, but... Some of them are difficult. You gotta be kind of quick. Like, that one took me a... Yeah, I thought I made it. I didn't. Fortunately, Wing is pretty fast, so it doesn't have too much trouble getting through. Crystal Ball. 200,000 G. That one's a good one. There we go. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know how to do the task trick. I don't know if I can do the task trick. I don't know if it's possible for humans. But I've always loved this sort of like exploration that you have to do and go a little bit off the path to get little trinkets. Lucky cat, 500 G. The gold amount doesn't matter at all. Like it doesn't go towards anything. And this just backtracks, which is kind of another element. Like if you miss a treasure, you're going to want to go back and get it. So putting shortcuts to get around is good. So we can see here, there's a treasure there we want to not hit. And we also want the helper to not hit. Oops. Treasures. You kind of want to like open it before you land. Seiryo's sword. Value 142 G. Don't fall in there, please. See, can I get that with this ability? Yes. Screwball. Uh-oh, is that a Metroid reference? Man, the little shine on it looks so good with on CRT. 80G. Use the sell the sword and use the money. Yeah, like how much was the lucky cat? The lucky cat was 500. This is 142,000. With a yeah, you could buy so many lucky cats. Oh, you can really only break one of those at a time. Yeah, you bounce off. Good thing the chest has priority over the door. Ichigo candy. Value 8,000. And we get to our first save room. This is, I mean, like, this is the checkpoint of checkpoints. That's what this is. It's just like, just take a breather. Relax. If there were, this would be a good ad room. Did that do it? I think so. Just come in. If there's not one coming up, but and just sit there. I'll find a new power. Looks like a beam I might need. One thing that I like about Superstar over the previous games, oh, there's beam, is how easy it is to not accidentally fly when you come off the top of a ladder. You can actually get to the top of a ladder without flying. You know, you did that to yourself. I take no responsibility. It's not beam! Wait! Maybe I needed to help. It's okay. Will he solve the puzzle? Will he do it? Do you got it? Can you hit that? Why am I even making this hard on myself? Just do this. What's the lore behind the save rooms? Are they portals into a pocket dimension? Or did some precursor race build a secret save room deep in the jungle? Yeah, it's got to be some meaning to these rest stops, these mysterious. Also, so this guy, the Poppy Brothers with a cutter, I always thought that was just like a weird choice to include. Like, why have Poppy Brothers with a cutter? Turns out that those guys were in the very first game. They were in Dreamland. On Extra Game, Sir Kibble was replaced by them. The sprite was barely, like, recognizable, but definitely what they were supposed to be. Or definitely what they are supposed to be here, at least. Oh no, an enemy. Bye. Okay, there's definitely one around here that I want. There it is. Plasma. So Plasma's a cool one because you build up power and then discharge it. And you can do it while guarding, which is maybe... I don't think it really makes that much of a difference, but if you want to do it without moving, you can. Like if I'm over a ladder, for example. Oh, we came from there. The amount you charge up determines the attack that you'll do. Spark's not too good. That one, the beam cannon. What are these abilities called? Let me see. No power is plasma needle, plasma arrow, plasma spark, plasma laser, and plasma wave cannon. Plasma spark, arrow. You can actually charge up an arrow pretty quick, so that might have its usefulness. Spark is good if you're right up to something. And it's a little hard to get the what they call it? Beam? Or laser? Laser. I always want to call it special beam cannon because it looks quite a bit like Piccolo's attack. Oh, why would I do that? Wow, he dodged it. And I think... Oh, okay, yeah, this room. So, Cutter is going to be useful here, having this ally. He can cut these ropes. This was actually a mechanic that was planned for... wow. For Kirby's Adventure, but ended up just not making it in. Whoa. Yeah, that tack will just grab your helper and go straight into the hole with him. Bandana. I always thought that this bandana looked like a red bunch of bananas. Like a red banana bunch. So it being called bandana, like when I was a kid and didn't know what a bandana was. That was always really funny to me. I guess also, like, as a kid, when I heard bandana, I thought like, oh, bandana like cowboys wear. Oh my god. The attacks here are... Hey man, you wanna hit this? No? Okay, that's great. There's like a sword. Yeah, there's a sword. We'll just do it ourselves. You gotta be ready for that guy. It's like, oh, I'll get a sword and go back. No, you won't. Springtime. 250,000. Oh, I thought that guy was gonna like shoot at me. He just hovered over me, then left. I want Mirror for this fight. I think Mirror is actually pretty good here. And this is our first boss of Great Cave Offensive, called Fatty Whale. Yeah, I need to not do that. And I'm pretty sure those rocks that fall down do in fact give you stone. I tried my hand at pre-rendered sprites, but the setup process always takes much longer than if I just draw the thing. Yeah, I'm not so much of an artist myself, but I have done the setup for pre-rendered before. And it really, like, everyone has to like understand the whole process. Everyone that's involved. It's like, I need you to output this at this exact camera angle. Like, this is the exact thing. Angle, position, everything needs to be precise. And I need these frames. It ended up looking pretty good in the end. It was like for a game jam, so it was not something that was completed by any means. Glass slippers. 120,000 G. Is that a Cinderella reference? Okay, oh yeah, save room. Time to relax. Watching that. Short one. But you gotta press A. Take a sip of water. And just chill for a moment. I like this room. I also like that the save room's like you can see out the window. It helps to parent a grid mesh to the camera to act as a guide to help you align the corners and edges. Yeah, it was difficult because like we had for the jam we had an environment artist as well as a character artist, so everything kind of had to like. Everything had to line up. Everybody had to understand like the exact parameters of every little thing, and to make things even more fun, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do this in Game Maker because I feel like torturing myself. So. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess you do need that guy. Is he gonna get hit by that? No, wow, he parried it. I guess this is where they teach you, like, yeah, you can use Crash to hit switches. Something that I do not think you could do in previous games. Brass Knuckle, 20,000 G. I guess a G is not a dollar, because wow. Oh, actually, I want to get that. I do want to get that crash. Well, maybe not yet, because I need to, like... I need to go in here. I always think it's kind of funny that, like, when you use a... When you get a power, it basically presses Y for you. Which, in Bomb's case, just means you pull a bomb out. 82.500 for the fish fossil. And we also get a beast fossil worth way more. 24,220. Also, like, this is a different area of the cave. There was, I remember, like, yeah, those numbers are very specific. I wonder if they're a reference to something. I vaguely remember, like, throwing a bomb at, like, the corner of a wall in hopes that I could hit something. I don't remember where that was. Oh, let me get rid of this. And take this, because I'm pretty sure there's a sub-boss about to come up. Oh, they will hang on to you. That was so inconvenient, man. I couldn't... Don't attack the corpse. Why would you be programmed to do that? Nunchucks. 55,480. Okay, it looks like most of this reset. There was totally one down here that I didn't get, though. It's that! Yep, yep. You gotta be very specific with that one. You gotta be ready for it. You're practically guaranteed to miss it the first try. And so it's a whole lot of guys when you do it, which is actually kind of interesting. I think it's deliberate because it causes a lot of slowdown on the hardware, which would give you a chance to react a little bit. Not much. Yeah, it kind of doesn't give you a chance to react at all, huh? Oh well, I guess that might not have been the thought. This guy likes to hang on, okay. But yeah, so this room is just a loop. Also, you can always tell if you missed something because there'll be a space in it. So that means I gotta go back. How far back was the band? Okay, I gotta go back a little bit. I missed something. Because I do not want to backtrack later. And I am totally going for 100% here. That doesn't actually help me, does it? Yo-Yo should be able to, like, collect food. I don't know. Ah, food. Wow, you get very little time before you can share that food. It does not stack. That guy respawned in that tiny bit of space off screen. What a jerk. This treasure is really weird to me because it's like, you have to know, like, that you can mash A to go faster in water if going up. Bucket. So that's from... this bucket is from a Virtual Boy game. Which was... I forget the name of it. Was it like... Was that Mario versus Wario? You're just throwing things at a bucket. 200. Yeah, for a 10G treasure. Yeah, what was... Oh, yeah, the saucepan. Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's... I tried to share that and it didn't work. Yeah, that he would just die anyway in this room, so... Kirby eats... While at full life, Kirby eats a max tomato and then just watches as his friend perishes. Man, backwards caps were everything in the 90s. Summertime. Oops. So, the season hearts make this little diagonal I have found. Yeah, we're definitely going back for that. I remember where the bandana was, so it's like right before that. So I kind of remember here you gotta be a little quick. Maybe not that quick. Don't want to get sucked up there, or you just have to do part of the stage again. And you also don't want to hit it early. $100 coin. This tells us it's a $100 coin, and it is worth 10,000. So that means 100 G is $1. It's like a yen, I guess. Oops. Take a little save point. So it's a little ways back. But this game doesn't have any kind of fast travel. Closest thing to fast travel is this. And you are indeed traveling fast, but it is not what I would define as fast travel by any means. He dodged it! I definitely got the hardest ones around here, so just gotta figure out. Got him. Man, that... No! No, my yo-yo! Dude! I wanted to keep that. I'm not even giving you the dignity of being eaten. Spat against the wall. Alright, it must have been in this room. Right? I keep pressing it. Okay, so the bandana was in the middle of the room with the platforms that were hanging and all the tacks. The beast's fang was the one... Was it right before that? Was there another one in there? I think that was the first one in that last room. So it's gotta be in this room. I'm pretty sure I came down here. Yeah. But I don't remember what was in there. Not right there. Oh. Oh, wait. I came up here, I just literally just didn't open it. Star obtained, 82,100. Wow. I'm like, what spot did I miss? I just parried that thing with my head. I like that you do a little, like, swipe first. So if you just tap it, you just do that. Fortunately, attack does not take many hits, so you can kind of just get him easily. Alright, there we go. I'm not sure if Mirror goes faster than normal running. It might. Doesn't go faster than this, I'm pretty sure. I think Wheelie Rider does, though. Yeah, for sure. Also, this song that's playing here, well, not this one, but... Alright, we've got this, got all the treasures. We did that room, it's this one. This music is, of course, you! I want my abilities to stay on me. It's green greens. He like grabbed it and immediately despawned off screen. Wow. Rude. Ancient gem, 68,000. We're already rich, because we know that that 100 is $1, so it's basically a cent each. I guess this is good for digging through here. Falcon helmet. Huh, the Falcon helmet. You mean not the helmet worn by... Let's get a Wheelie Rider. The Wheelie Rider is great to have because I don't have to, like, worry about my helper doing things without me. Pretty sure he can still get stolen, though. Also, what's great is I can stash another ability for puzzles like that. A dud, 30G. At this point, Kirby could retire and live a very comfortable life, but no, he has to have more treasures. Well, I mean, he's still stuck in the cave. Also, what on earth is Kirby gonna do with money? Do they even have currency in Dreamland? I guess they do in some of the games, don't they? Dude, they despawn too easy. Come here. You need it for this. Oh, right. So a wheel will get you through this, but you have to be able to jump, which you can only do with Wheelie Rider. You will, however, always take damage on that, which might be why they give you the tomato, but you pick it up first. The Truth Mirror, 500. All right, and on to the boss. I love the little image for Wheelie Rider. Kirby's just slime appears. Kirby and company attack. 46 damage points given to slime. Kirby takes a timeout. What do you mean Kirby takes a timeout? Kirby didn't take any timeouts. Wheelie took a timeout. Dancing doll appears. Feel like I do more. Dancing doll's very proud, but nothing happens. Yeah, I can do more damage. Dancing doll's sleeping. Oh, that last one didn't hit. Yeah, I'm wondering how to maximize the damage from the fighter here. First attack by Witch. It has an ice spell. 20. Huh. What if I do Witch Retreats? 7, yeah, that is basically a defense. Wheelie! Ah! I'm gonna save you, buddy. Stacked with blocks of ice. I can't believe this Mac OS theme boss rush. It's a real thing in a Nintendo game. Yeah. 2 honesty points. 4 beauty points. 2 happy smile points. 2 appetite points. 4 friendship points. So I think this enemy might have been called like Rogue Window or something like that in Japan. It was something to that effect. But they figured maybe they should change that name. Can't believe this macOS theme boss rush is a real thing in a Nintendo game. How come I'd never seen it before? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't show up too often. A lot of the bosses are kind of recurring, but not that one so much. It also seems really out of place in the middle of this dungeon. So, this castle's really fun. I got stuck in this castle for a long time as a kid, trying to figure out where I should go next. I want to take a really short little water rest. We're gonna hit one of these. I'm just gonna drink water while I listen to the soothing sounds. Nice sip of water, a nice little stretch. We're ready for adventure. I think those save point rooms are underestimated. Into the castle. Alright, I want the ninja. Ow. So this castle is where it really like kind of, I don't know, picks up, I guess? Because there's so many different paths you can take through the castle. It's actually kind of crazy. lots of like hidden ways. So there's a door over here. Don't need to get off the bike. But I need a way to pound this peg. To do that, I will need hammer or stone. I don't see one around. Let's see, what's in here? I think this just continues deeper into... Yeah, that goes further into the castle. So, let me go check out that other door that we saw. That's an efficient way to get around, I guess. Oh, this room. Okay, so this one's kind of tricky because these guys actually do bounce. Star Tiara, 408,200. Kirby's already planning his retirement. Okay, this is no longer an efficient way of travel. So I need to keep an eye out for hammer or stone. It's this area is like a little bit. I mean, this whole mode is a little bit of a Metroidvania, but this area in particular is even more so. I don't really need ninja. Ow. I believe you do still take some damage, even when blocking. Our helper is up there just taking a beating for no reason. Unicorn's Horn, 80,300 G. So this is similar to an area earlier, but this one has a treasure up top. Also, that's a hammer. I guess that's one way. So I think, yeah, you press this button and it drops the treasure. But if you hit that bomb block to kill the boss, then you don't get it. All right, we'll loop around for that that other thing. Keep going forward for now, because there's a little bit of a trek. Uh-oh. Kirby's in trouble. Yeah, that didn't work out at all. Dude, he had full life and he just, like, took all the damage. No! Well, we'll go in the other door then. So what's going on in here? This happened in place. Tut's Mask. The Tut's Mask? So let's see, how much did we miss? Kind of a lot. We're gonna need to do a lot of backtracking in here. Tut's Mask. Oh wait, how much was it worth? That's what I wanted to see. That's why I opened that in the first place. 160,000. Alright, is this going forward or backwards? I do not know. We're going downwards, so I guess it's downwards. Price bowl, 50G. Oh, this is right where we were. Okay. Alright, this time I can get the hammer myself. Also, if you just come from backwards... You know what? We're just gonna make this a little bit easier on ourselves. Are those monk at S on the wall? A little bit. Okay, he made that plenty easy. Let's do this. You don't need to exist. And we go forward. Definitely felt like the next couple of rooms were like almost made for backtracking. No, no, no! You know what? Maybe there's like a stone somewhere. Maybe I don't need that hammer. Like maybe it's just like right up ahead. Right? Surely. There's one. What was I talking about? Alright. Where did he go? Come here. Okay. We just gotta make sure we don't touch any of the lava. Half of the floor is in fact lava. Alright, we're back outside. Let's go to our save room. You know what? It's a perfect time for a save room. Because I gotta use the bathroom. We're gonna save. I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave it on this screen though. Okay. Back to our adventure. We have the item we need. Oops, I went back through the door. It is kind of funny that like the original stone, that one, is like really hard, like kind of rare. It has no better a chance to appear than any of these other basic ones. But there are a couple of like really rare ones. There's one that's like very rare and one that is like ultra rare. There's one. All right. Also, if I'm not mistaken, like when you get it, it actually has a brief animation. Okay, I'm pretty sure we need fire for this, whatever's going on here. Because they're giving us 2 of them. I don't really remember how to do this. So water really sends you. I think I can go. No, wow, you don't have much leniency there at all. You put me all the way. No, dude. Oh. Okay, it's not that far away to get stone. That could have been bad. I do like that little addition that you can kind of slide into enemies very slightly with stone. I think you could maybe do that in the first one. If you die, you go back and you gotta do it again. Yeah, he's got like a slightly different pose when he enters. So it has like 2 frames of animation, I guess. Maybe, I think it was 2. Let's see what's on the upper route. Because maybe I was just going backwards. That's actually, that's probable. So this guy's really weird because he's Suplex, but there's already a sub-boss for Suplex. I feel like that guy should have been made a little bit smaller and made like a common enemy, so there'd be a normal enemy that has Suplex instead of 2 sub-bosses. It's just weird. I got a turtle shell. The turtle shell is worth 800, and it is clearly a Koopa Troopa shell. I feel like in one of the early manuals they were simply called Koopa Troopas. Oh, okay, I remember what you need here. This is a really weird one. You have to blow fire underwater, but you cannot do that as Kirby. When Kirby goes in the water, he... Oh, shit. He spits water instead. So let's see what we can do. We certainly need fire, and they give it to us right here. Oh my god. If this guy kills me, wow, that was way closer than it needed to be. Alright, so, yep, sure enough, we use water. But what do we gotta do here? We need a helper. Because the helper can use attacks under the water. Didn't quite make it, did you? Yeah, the lobster. Let's go. Sword. 325,000. Oh, I don't have an ability. Extra 1-up. We only have 5 1-ups. Huh. Yeah, we were absolutely going through it backwards. Wow, that just like spat us downward. Man! We'll get it, we'll get it. The AI companion is like not very intelligent. No, 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 okay. Good, we didn't lose it. Which means that they just get hit by all kinds of things and die really fast. So you can't really use them to like store a second power. Which is too bad. I feel like these elevators here are they're just to punish you. I guess to roll the dice on getting the stone form you want. Maybe I can. Just don't go over. Just don't go under it. Oops. Yeah, I think Fireball is my best bet to get started in that. Come on, we're almost there. Wow, okay, we're gonna go around. Was there food in here? No. This is really challenging. This dying always puts you back to the save point. Well, this sure beats going and fighting bonkers every time to get the hammer, but still is tedious. Also, kind of funny is like whenever Kirby has stone or ninja, he gets little angry eyes. I think that's funny. Can we get anything cool on the way down? I mean, that's pretty cool. Wait, no, so we don't want to help her for this. can just get through with fire. We fireball past this first guy. Dang it. Okay, never mind. Jeez, you do not get many iframes in this game. Also, Gordos deal a lot of damage. Alright, we gotta be extra careful with this guy, I suppose. Wait a minute. That guy would not help us very much. Is there like, can we get some like food over here? Yeah, I think there's some food on the other side. I definitely want to have like full. Come on, go hit it. You're not anywhere near it, buddy. That's amazing. Nope, nope. Keep going. Kind of funny that it sends you just like the other side of the wall. I don't think the 1-up respawns. Nope. We actually have to care about 1-ups for once. There's wind! Oh my goodness. Warrior Shield, one of the hardest to get in the game, I think. 50,000. Let's get the hell out of here. I got sniped. Okay. Making another stop at the save point for sure. Wait, I want to breathe. Just a moment. After that, I need a breather. Take a sip of water. Reapply some chapstick. Because it's getting cold around here. Swamp witches have to stay damp. All right. To continue. And we lose that immediately. I think we're going to be losing our helper immediately, too. Alright, we got ourselves a mic. I don't know where we're going to use it. Not on that guy. Scream in his face. This room is fun because if you touch any of these, not only do you lose your power, which was a good one, but you also just you lose all your progress. There is cheese for this though. If your helper touches one of those, since they cannot gain the sleep ability, they will just cause it to disappear. Mr. Saturn? Mr. Saturn. 120,000 for a Mr. Saturn. Well, we're putting him in our inventory. And taking a little sleepy. Once you stop trying to fly, this room is actually really easy. I like that those guys, like, if they take any damage, they aggro too. It's not just if you try to inhale them. In I think in Dreamland 2, they were basically just boos. They would like, if you looked away from them, that parasol was handy there. So you gotta really look out for stuff. Armor, 212,000. And a whatever that was. Whoa! Whoa! That was really... Let go. That was weird. I just got flung downward. Did I do some kind of speedrun trick? Treasure box, 100,000. Oh no, there's just wind that forces you downward. All right, refreshed and ready to continue. I remember this room is like you gotta act fast to get the mannequin for 3,000. No! And then I died anyway! No! Well, that's okay. It's not that bad. Huh, there's an enemy like that spawns right there if you come from this way, but not from the other way. What am I supposed to do with this mic? Oh, did I get to keep the mannequin? Yes. Okay, so when you die, you go back to the save point, but you do get to keep the your stuff. That's good. What's not good is how few lives I have left. What am I supposed to use this mic on? Use it in your face. Let's get a fresh one. I like that the icon for it changes as you go too. Okay, something's going on over here. Oh, I remember what this is. So the water won't be enough. I'm gonna need something that can attack in the water. And maybe I could use a helper. But I know something that will do the trick very easily. This guy. Man, they had to have some fun making this whole mode. Also, you gotta be careful there because they know you probably brought stone, and they are ready to punish you for it. Oddly enough, the ones that disappear over time don't matter. Oh, this room. Okay, so... No, I'm thinking of a different room. But you can't swim against that current, so you do need to bring stone all the way through. To get the gold crown for 528,000 G. Maybe G is the currency of Dreamland. That looks like a way out. Hang on. I want to continue exploring this space a little bit more. Yeah, what's through these? Yeah, this is something. Actually, no. Wait. Stop moving around. Stop moving around. I was gonna get that yo-yo anyway, but let's just keep stone for now. You never know. It's not gonna be easy to bring back if we lose it. Oh, this is the spot. Yep. I need specifically stone and cutter. Now, if I can find a cutter... Okay, there's stone. So I need something that can cut. Is there a guy in here somewhere? Mayhaps? Ninja could cut. So let's get a stone and a ninja. I do not think bird cuts. Unfortunately, let's see, could you... Yeah, we got him to do it. Okay. Oh, you can grab in the air. All right, we got our supplies. I'm so surprised that worked. Also, like, that's the high jump. They just kind of built it in as a thing you can do. If you bounce off, if you hold up on an ally. All right, you ready, buddy? You ready? You look like you're ready. Try again. Try again. Dude. He's not... This is his first day on the job, okay? There you go. Wow, they really do not, like, let up, huh? Okay, you can take that. And I think we reflect. No, I guess we didn't need to do that. I mean, it helped. King's Cape. 508,000. These numbers are just getting more and more specific here. This is, look, this is what they told me when we brought it into, like, the pawn shop. Please don't die. Actually, you know, it doesn't matter that much if you do. Alright, what's through here? Takes you out of the castle. Alright. Save room. Gonna take another little breather. Actually, that's a good time for... Really? We're just gonna take another little one. We got the things. I have to wonder, though, if I can go back through the way that I came out. Otherwise, I have to go through kind of a lot of stuff again. So I guess we'll find out. Try going into the tower side. What's kind of interesting that we saw, like, we were actually running on, like, you know, on the side of the tower. Like, running on the, like, what is it? Not the arm of the castle, but, you know, they call them... I'm not really sure. Alright, I see what's going on here. No, you cannot go back in. See, we were like running along this, but it was like super different. Alright, looks like we have to make a little bit of progress again. Oh, but that's okay. Because we got all the treasures along the way, right? We did not miss any. So we continue on our journey. We actually were like, we were like about to fight that boss too. But I had to see what was through. We went through here, right? Yeah, that was that room. Do what you want. Actually... Don't run away! Okay, fine, whatever. There's another ninja coming. Would you stop dodging me? Holy hell. Alright. I think these are fine. Oh, I remember now. Do anything. He spit them the wrong way. There's a paint ability if you if you eat one of his one of those little the paintballs that he spits out, and it prevents him from hiding for the rest of the fight. Alright, so the middle looks like it leads out, so let's check each of these other ways. So this is interesting because in this one, we got these candles. We can cut them to make it darker. Is there a reason we want it to be darker? Not really. To my knowledge, it doesn't do anything, but we are allowed to do it. What we need, though, is actually the that button right there. Ooh, you gotta be quick. Made it. It's like we're in the sky suddenly on the outside of the castle, really? Model ship, 800,000 gold. That must be a really cool ship. Or G. G might not be gold, since a gold coin was worth 1,000 of the stuff. But we did find out that... Wait, the diamond's worth 10. Hold up. But the $100 coin is worth 100. Maybe the $100 coin that's not in print anymore, so, you know, now people want to get it. I don't know, man. So this is kind of weird because it's like, oh no, we're outside the castle. Wait. Also, they have like eyes and what looks like maybe noses on the castle, on the side of the castle wall there. So this is really weird because it's like, are we on the back side of the castle? But like, we were underground and now there's a sky. This whole environment is just super like, I don't know. It's weird and I like it. I do know, however, I am going to need this. It's the other side. I guess the jet works. Yeah, actually, we're just going to take that. Fire is not too bad, but it has like this kind of startup. I don't think we need to have them all lit. I think we just need one because there's actually a door right there. In fact, we don't actually need any of them. If we know where the door is. Taking a lot of damage. Sun Ring. 800,000 for the Sun Ring. Same as the model ship. So far, we haven't missed any. The only one we missed on the way was one that we went to and just neglected to open the box for some reason. waterfall a long way down. We're suddenly very small. So we defeated the boss, so there should be like a minecart. I mean, like, usually there's a minecart like right after the boss, but there kind of wasn't, and now we're... So those are the towers that we were just at. This is the space. I guess it was on the backside of it, but why were we so small and why was there a sky? We're in a cave. We can clearly see that there's a cave. And well, we got the last things in here, and we beat the boss. So then how do we get to the next place? And that's when I learned something. So when I played this as a kid, this is where I was stuck for the longest time. Could not understand, like, where do you go? Because it's so big and open, and I just never walked over here. You can skip it. You can skip the entire castle. It is completely optional. Sir Kibble, would you please get in the cart? I mean, obviously I'm doing the castle. The castle is by far the longest part of this entire game. Like, all of Kirby Superstar, not just Great Cave Offensive. I think that castle takes longer than the entirety of, like multiple other things. Wintertime, 250,000. So like, springtime also, that one took me a long time to find as a kid, so like I had that gap there. I was like, well, I know what it is, I just don't know where it is. How do I get it? Because I didn't realize that you could cut the ropes. Alright, I know the secret here, so I'm just gonna do it. Katana. 990. This harsh wind feels like how could I possibly get against it, get past it and like get through, and you just gotta dive kick. If there's a way to get through it with the other abilities that give you right there, I don't know what it is. Checkpoint. Taking those little breathers always helps. Make sure to remember to stretch. Take a sip of water. And take care of yourself. It's important. We're all sitting for a long time every day. A lot of us work in offices. Or at home. Places that we just have to stand still and we don't get a lot of chance to move around. So always take care of yourself. And remember to hydrate. Alright, this is formatted pretty much like the last area that had the same music. And surprise, surprise, you do these doors in the same order as you did before, just left to right. This area is, I don't know, less annoying. Although this one treasure took me a long time to find. I don't know if this is maybe a reference to Kirby's Adventure where there was a hidden door in a somewhat similar environment. Could I like do this without taking like 1 billion damage and dying? It's this one with a waterfall you can drop through. Like, why would anyone ever think of that? Charm obtained. Value 8,000. I think that what they should have done is like the waterfall one is lighter than the others. I think it should have been the one that was darker. So that it looks like it's like slightly in the back. Okay, so we got a few different things we can do here. Okay, so this one's already blocked off, so we should unblock that. And let's see what they do. He hit it an extra time for me. Ow. Okay, it takes away my power. Yeah, I kinda need one of those jets if I'm gonna light something. Okay, so... well, let's just do them in order. Why is he in... what is he doing? Okay, this is kind of tricky, because you want to, like... do it in a way that, like... doesn't drop it all the way through. Because you see, the last one is going to drop it on the ground. Xmas tree, 40,000. There was an era of Nintendo, which, I mean, maybe this is just coming out of it, but I think this was still part of it, where they avoided religious references, and, well, that definitely didn't include Christmas, because boy howdy, there were a lot of Christmas stuff in SNES games. Also, the charm, I mean, that's an Ankh. Hello. Oh, gotta do this again. Hey man, can you hit that for me? I was gonna eat you. Ooh! Wow. Like how the Mitama, the Tutmask, and Ankh Charm are also in a diagonal. Huh. The ancient gem. Yeah. When I get to the end, I'm going to see if I can identify all the references, because I certainly don't get all of them. Yeah, I messed that one up. Got it. Okay. Easy. Oh, we're definitely taking that bird. Wrong one. Just the totally secular ancient gem. Pong's Barrel. Wonder what that's a reference to. 1500. Your wing is one of the best powers here just because it's fast. Ramia's scale. So I think that is maybe supposed to be Lamia's scale. Ow, 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 ow. And the localizers just didn't catch the reference. They just didn't recognize it. I just tried to eat him without, like... I don't remember if there's one hidden in here. There might have been. It's always interesting to me how you can, like, if you hit the corner of a block, it doesn't... It stops you. Yeah, nothing in there, apparently. There's like a lot of different paths in here, so it's really easy to get lost. Okay, yeah, this one's a little tricksy. Because you have to... Hey, do you want to come up here with me? You're just gonna, like, stay down there like a jerk when I need you up here the most? I keep doing it. And find a power that could break that. There's a really easy way to do it that requires 2 players. Like if you bounce off of the other player's head. Ooh, okay. This'll actually do it, but I need it for this as well. So you have to be fast enough, and more importantly, you have to be able to jump, which you can only do with Wheelie Rider. Yeah. So you actually go down, then over. Didn't quite make that. There we go. I can't open that with this? Tire, appropriate, 1100. All right, and I can use this to get into here. Because this allows me to jump in the air. Shiny bamboo, 600,000. That's... Maybe that's a reference to something, because that is a high number. It's one of the highest we've encountered so far, as a matter of fact. No, wait, the katana was the highest. Yeah, by a lot. So there's a star out of here. I've been bamboozled! We can get over here. You know what? Just in case, let's go ahead and grab this. I don't know what it's gonna do for us, but no! I didn't want him to get it too. Oh, yeah, I guess it's handy, huh? Yeah. Spirit Charm, 78,500. You could say 780,500, but that would sound really dumb. Also, like, if you just wait for them to fill up, like, they just stop. I timed that very badly. Those don't deal much damage at all, huh? Alright, Waddle Dee. Parasol WD. Oh, there's another one there. I thought we were ready. We were not. All right, that would be the last one in that room, and looks like we got everything. On to the next stage. Well, not next stage, but you know, next sub area? I don't know what you call these anymore. Love those clouds. Is that really where that is? Like this is on another cloud? I think the answer is this is Dreamland. Like who? Oh wait, no. Actually, yeah, you don't do them left to right because that's definitely the last way. I don't remember if there's anything too crazy here. Pegasus Swing. See, what I could do is just go the correct way, grab one treasure, and then I'll... No, because I'd have to make sure I get the first one in there. And that one's a little bit confusing. But then it would show me like what I'm missing. Raccoon doll. 8150. All right, let's see if this is not good. I don't know, so far it's kind of working. Kind of wish that my helper was a wheelie instead. So I think I might need that guy. So if that's true, I'll come back for him. Oh my god. I came face to face with raccoons for the first time a few weeks ago. I guess it depends on what part of the country you're in. Or what part of the world, really. I don't know how many different countries have raccoons, but... because I know they're all over North America. And I imagine most of the world has... varieties. Similar to bears are, like, everywhere. Yeah, I am, originally from a place where there are raccoons just everywhere. Shell whistle, 820, no, 82,000. Jeez, that is... Oh yeah, yeah, that does look a lot like the Slowbro shell. You know, I always wish that like maybe they'd go back and make the Gen 1 animations, Gen 1 Pokemon evolutions like a little bit more interesting. Because they're all just like evolve by stone or evolve by level. Okay, well, how do I get into there? But Slowbro, it's just like it's supposed to be a Shelder, but it really doesn't look like one because, of course, the Shelder has evolved with the Slowpoke, and they became Slowbro together. And I feel like I don't know that. Could have been a mechanic. I think that would have been super interesting if it's like you actually have to like combine a Shelder and a Slowpoke to get a Slowbro, and you like they evolve into it together, and I don't know, maybe it gets the first two the two moves in the first slot, or the moves from the first slot of one and the first two slots of one and the first two slots of the other or something. Like, that just seems like it could be really, really interesting. Combines their IVs in some way, maybe averages them. I don't know, like... That's the kind of thing they would do, like, in a current gen. But they don't go back and change, like, the way old stuff works. Or Halcon. That was 512,000. We're on... Yeah, we're on pace. Wait, we only have, like, 2 left? We only have 2 left. Almost through this. Okay, we're gonna do a little save for sure. Okay. Coming up on... Looks like we're coming up on a little ad break whether I want it or not. So... I'll hit the short one, we'll see. Monster Fusion from Assured Dreams. I remember reading that Dragon Quest Monsters, yeah, also had a fusion mechanic, but I don't know a lot about that game. Yeah, Dragon Quest Monsters, I played that one. It's a lot of fun. The fusion mechanic doesn't really, like... It's somewhat intuitive. Like, in some cases, you get things, like, in a way that makes sense. Especially regarding slimes. You would combine like like a slime and some kind of night monster. You'd get like a night slime. It was pretty cool. Looks like I need a blade for this. Fortunately... Don't. Okay. I know that there are 2 in here. Oh, I blocked it off. Okay, we're gonna be doing a little bit of backtracking. Okay, not that way, not that way. Yeah, so you go here, and then... Yeah, you really have to hit them all in the right order. Platinum ring, 40,000. Those are not one-way, two-way, nothing. They are not semi-solid in any sense. Is that it? There's 1 left. There is one... Just 1 treasure remains. I want that yo-yo. Actually, let me see if I can get this combo. So you get to be this, and then I can take the yo-yo. That way, for the boss, I have a fun ability that I like, that deals good damage, and my helper can freeze the projectiles. This kind of, the fact that the enemies respawn makes it very difficult. Okay. Should be a tomato somewhere. So I think in later... Whoa, I definitely tried to fly. I think that in later games, the sleep ability will heal you, but it does not in this one. Triforce obtained. 800,000. We did it. We got the Triforce. The golden power. This makes Kirby the master of Hyrule? Okay, these, I'm sticking with these. Bomb is really good for this guy. So this boss is Wham Bam Rock. He got like a new appearance in the remake, which they made him look like he was like more made of stone more. Because here he looks like almost kind of fleshy in a way that's like not great. Also, we see an early instance of well, Nintendo's love of Helper didn't last long. Of Nintendo's love of hand bosses, but also the moves of this guy might be incredibly familiar. This is a Sakurai boss, and I would call this the first instance of Master Hand. Right down to the little finger man walk. He can grab you. He can do his punch. This is basically a Smash Bros. Fight. Did not expect him to do that. Got him. Did it. Okay. I wanna bring back my friend, my good friend. Who's my good friend? My good friend Waddle Dee. I'm gonna have ice because I can skate. You can picture Sakurai using his hands to explain the boss patterns to the dev team. I know that he modeled Smash animations using like little wooden mannequins that are used for like figure drawing. He probably has like a little has like a little wooden posable hand that he uses for things like this. But there's a good chance that he uses his own hand for like during the presentation. It's kind of mind-blowing the amount of work that Sakurai actually does on games. Like he's not just a director, he puts in a ton of effort on things. Because he's capable of basically every single discipline. It's amazing. And what's this? Why, we're back at the very start of the game. And yes, they could... I kind of feel like it would have been interesting to put that first door here, but since you've beaten all the bosses or something, you can hit the star. Like, just let me loop back if I want to just, like... Let me just go to the front if I missed some early treasures or something, you know? Make the whole game a loop. Where's that last 9G? Look... At some point, we got to cut our losses here. Let me see. I want to go through all the things we got along the way. So we got a gold medal, gold coin, a whip, crystal ball. Those are pretty ordinary items, I think. Lucky cat, yeah. Seiryu sword. I'm not sure what that's from. You have a reference to the, yeah. Unless you're like right-handed and trying to draw a right hand. I guess then you just mirror it at the end if you're working in digital. Screwball, Etchko Candy. Zebra Mask looks like it's something. Starstone... I don't know. This looks like it'd be a Kirby reference, but here we are. Beast's Fang, Bandana. This feels like a Street Fighter reference. Springtime, I think this was just something creative they came up with, or it's a reference to something that's in a Japanese-only game, which a lot of these are. A dime, glass slippers, that's a Cinderella. Goblet is a goblet, and a saucepan, and brass knuckles, and an amber rose feels weirdly specific. Fish fossil, beast fossil, nunchucks. Bucket was the Virtual Boy Mario versus Wario, I think it's the game. Summertime, $100 coin. Ancient gem. Falcon helmet from F-Zero, a dud. I'm not sure if that's a reference to something. As a kid, I always thought that looked like a fish. I still think it looks like a fish. Truth mirror. It doesn't look like the one from Zelda, but it might be a reference. It's not. The dime is worth 10G, and the $100 coin is worth 10,000 G. So I saw the $100 coin. I'm like, okay, well then each G is worth a penny in dollars. But then the dime exists. So I don't know. Maybe the $100 coin is valuable and the dime is... It doesn't have to be like a I don't know. This is some other currency. Star Tiara looks like it's got to be from something. Turtle Shell is obviously Mario. Sword and Warrior Shield that looks like it's from something specific, but it might just be generic RPG equipment. Unicorn's Horn, Autumn Time, Rice Bowl, Tut's Mask. They're either from something or, you know, it's Tut's Mask. Mr. Saturn from Earthbound, armor to go with the RPG stuff, I guess. And a treasure box. Mannequin. Doesn't really look like a mannequin. It looks like something that would be like a painting or something, you know? Like part of some ancient art. Gold Crown and King's Cape are of course together. Model ship. Sun Ring. Sun Ring feels like it's something, but I don't know what. Wintertime, Katana, Charm, which is definitely not an Ankh. Christmas Tree, Kong's Barrel. I think Ramia's Scale is supposed to be a Lamia's Scale. Shiny Bamboo's gotta be something because that's so valuable. A tire, which you get from using Wheatley. Spirit Charm, I don't know the reference. Pegasus Wing, that's a feather. Raccoon Doll, that feels like it's from something too. Shell Whistle, also. Orichalcon, Orichalcon. That look like so many of these at the end, especially Platinum Ring, look like they're from something. The Triforce obviously from Zelda. I wonder if the model ship is a thing. The moon is very distinctive. Yeah, that's true. If the model ship and Sun Ring, they could be from like some game or something. And not all of them are from HAL games. Like, a few of them are from other Nintendo IPs, and some of them are going to be from IPs that aren't even Nintendo because it's subtle enough that they could. So I guess the way back up was blocked for some reason. Okay, so I'm looking at the time. Oh, wow, I didn't need to go through them manually. They were just going to do it anyway. Oops. At least that gave me a chance to like stop and think about each one. Looking at my time, I don't think I have. I don't think I'm gonna beat the whole thing within 4 hours, because I still have Revenge of Meta Knight, which is that's a big one, and Milky Way Wishes, which is actually not all that long. And I'm also very hungry, so I want to enjoy that. So I'm going to check out the little mini games that they have. They got a couple of sub games. I'm going to look at those before I stop. But we did all 4 of the first games that you start with unlocked. Once you beat Dynablade, you will unlock Revenge of Meta Knight, and once you beat everything, you unlock Milky Way Wishes. Well, everything except Milky Way Wishes. I have to wonder about this, like, does it shorten the credits if you have fewer things? I haven't thought about it. We're at the Triforce, so that means we did it. Treasures found, 60 out of 60. Total 9,999,990. Congratulations. You're treated to this wonderful image of Kirby basking in his riches. I feel like if I didn't die so much, I could have beaten that a lot sooner. The castle messed me up. Alright, Megaton Punch and Samurai Kirby. So I'm pretty sure I don't have a horrible amount of input delay. So Samurai Kirby should be playable. Pay attention to the power gauge and watch the pendulum. So I feel like I'm gonna be able to get this timing perfect as it is. As a kid, like, it was a while before I could, but no, okay, it's not quite perfect. It's still... You're gonna crack the ground. I mean, he punched through the entire thing and the floor immediately. So they don't really build up to it. Oh, that totally messed me up. Yeah, it does a little bit of slowdown when it's transitioning, so you kind of want to wait for the other person a lot of the time. Still beat him. We're just destroying Popstar for a competition. So this has a two-player, like, versus option, which you can kind of do things strategically, like try to like time your last one right before your opponent is like about to do an input to like mess them up. Oops, I didn't mean to exit. They don't have a... No, they do not have a little story for this one. Level 2. Oh, there's also something really worth noting here, is this Waddle Dee, who was our first opponent. This is the first instance, the very first appearance of Bandana Waddle Dee. Let him go. I can get a perfect here, I think. I think the first one's the hardest. I didn't get it. I'll do it by the end, for sure. It's nice of Mario and the gang to show up. I'm not really sure that Birdo's even watching, though. She's kind of just, like, posing, which is very on brand for Birdo. $194 megatons. I like that the music continues when you go back to the tile screen there. Just let him go. It'd be a lot harder if you got like one try on each of those. So you're forced to like sync up. Oh, that first one was not good. Alright, we can do it. We can do it. Oh, we got the second two. Ooh, that's really close. Wasn't that close. If you get them all perfect, like, there's not much different happens, but you see a little speck at the end of the on the other end of the planet to indicate, yes, you went all the way through. Samurai Kirby. This one is really hard. Push any button immediately when you see the exclamation mark. $18 is not going to cut it. $12. Not bad. I like that there's a different weapon for each one. Ooh. See, that's beginner. That's beginner. Also, this is obviously just quick draw from Kirby's Adventure again, but themed to a samurai theme this time instead. Also, the hats fit on them a little bit better than they did before. He's got a pie in this sheath. Got him. 14. Meta Knight looks amazing here. I have to beat 11. Because my top time was 12. My top time was 11. I just didn't win on 11. Yeah, this one is tough. I'm actually just gonna skip straight to expert there. Oh, the zebra mask is from Mario. Yeah, it's the mask that chases you. I guess it was. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I think I don't know if it looked different in Mario 2 versus Doki Doki Panic, but I think Doki Doki Panic had like a lot more, or at least a lot of the things in it were like very cultural references, which I guess is why they put Mario in. And they just said like, it was all a dream. Man, what is Meta Knight's time here? This is 10, so it might be 9. I think the shortest, the fastest I ever got was 7, and that was probably just from guessing. All right. So next time I'm gonna do Revenge of Meta Knight, but I want to enjoy that one, and I also want to be energized for it because that one I have every intention of voice acting the full thing, and I'm very hungry right now. So this is where I am gonna stop for today. I'm not even like, there we go. All right. That was great. I love Kirby Superstar. That is, it holds up. It still holds up to this day. They haven't really made anything like it. And like, what's crazy to me is, like after Kirby Superstar, they did like the next one was Dreamland 3, but those were developed in tandem by different, they had totally different directors. Dreamland 2, Dreamland 3, and 64 each they were a different director from Sakurai. He was not involved in them at all. And they kind of, to me, they form what I think of as the Dark Matter trilogy. It's not till Nightmare in Dreamland that like it's a Sakurai game again, and that's a remake of Adventure. And as a remake of Adventure, the copy abilities work like they do in Adventure. One button, one function. It's not like in Superstar where you have like a lot of different moves. Like they don't have move sets. It's just one thing each. Some of them have a different move in the air. After that, like Amazing Mirror, they kind of like add more moves to each item, and it feels better, but it still isn't on the level of Superstar. It's not like they go through like Squeak Squad. It's not till they get to the remake of Superstar that they that they have moves that are as varied as they were in the original Superstar. And then moving forward from there, they always do it that way, where everything every copy ability has like a whole move set that's like varied and interesting. So it makes Superstar feel like this absolute high point, like an actual peak in the Kirby series, where they built up mechanics up to that and then lost them and had to build back up to it. That said, even the games that don't have all those features, like Amazing Mirror, are still really good games. I mean, Nightmare in Dreamland is a solid remake of Adventure, although I would still recommend Adventure over the remake, for several reasons that I kind of pointed out when I was playing through it. Yeah, I am going to I'm gonna get some food.